Alright, a little bit of your 6.1 homework, but not much. So I'm going to do number 3 because it's got a negative. Graph f of x equals 1/2 of 2 times x, 2 raised to the x minus 2 plus 2. So this means right 2. And since I'm going right 2 of the origin, it's actually going to be one of the numbers in my table. Right 2, going to be 2. Something before 2 is a 1, something after 2 is a 3. Those are the 3 things I'm going to use. Alright? Where else was I? And this also means up to. So I'm going to go right 2 and I'm going to go up 2. And I'm going to go ahead and draw in the shifts because I have shifted both the x and y axis. Now, this shift is the horizontal asymptote. I cannot cross that horizontal line. And I think it's in your notes, but I don't remember. The horizontal asymptote is at y equals 2. This exponential function will not cross it. This one has a negative out front, so it's actually not going to be curving up. It's going to be curving down. It's probably going to be down in here somewhere. But anyways, the reason that we pick these points is they tend to work out. Oh, great, it's doing that again. Quite well. Alright, so where was I? Y equals 2. Anyways, we're going to plug these numbers in. So the 2 should work out quite well. Of course, I do a lot of things by hand. But you take a 2, and then you have a 2 to the 2 minus 2, and then plus 2. This is a 0. Anything to the 0th power is 1. So negative 1/2 times 1 plus 2. Which is negative 1.5. Sorry, positive 1.5. Or, 3/2, whatever you like. But usually if you pick these numbers, the math works out quite well. So if I pick on a 1, I have the negative 1/2. I have a 2, and it's raised to the 1 minus 2. Add 2. 1 minus 2 would be negative 1, right? Well, 2 to the negative first is a 1/2. So I've got a negative 1/2 times a 1/2, which is a negative 1/4 plus 2, which is 1.75, or if you like fractions, what is it, 7/4? I like fractions. All right, plug in a 3, and you're welcome to use a calculator, by the way. I'm just showing you why I pick these numbers. These numbers are picked because the math is not so bad. What do we have here? We have a negative 1/2. We have a 2. If I don't know what 3 minus 2 is, the calculator don't judge me, right? And then plus 2. 1. There's my 3 points. I contain 1 and then 1.75, which would be about right here. I contain 2 and then 3/2, which should be about right here. And then I contain 3/1. Now, this is the shape of this thing. It has to flatline on that horizontal asymptote. It's had a vertical reflection done, but that's it. And there you go. And that is going to be one of the rougher ones for kids. A lot of kids do mess these up when they fall instead of rise. All right, graph the functions, complete the table. Oh, was there more to this problem? I never talked about its domain and range, did I? The domain runs left forever, runs right forever. That's a negative infinity to positive infinity thing. The range, the small number is actually negative infinity. And it gets ridiculously close to 2. But it never actually hits 2 because that's the horizontal asymptote and it can't cross it. All right. 4, graph the function, complete the table. I can tell you right now the domain is negative infinity to infinity. It is for all exponential functions. Let's see. Use transformation ideas talked in class. Now forget to state the domain range equation for the horizontal asymptote. So same set of instructions. All right, what do we have here is we have a left 3. And we have a down 1. Now, since I went left 3, my first x value that I'm going to use is, or I'm going to center my table around negative 3. If I take away 1, I have a negative 4. If I add 1, I have a negative 2. And those are the 3 numbers I'm going to plug in. The rest of it comes from knowing your shapes. So let's see what, if I plug in a -3, what happens is this piece becomes a 0. All right? Anything to the 0th power is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Take away 1, you get 1. And of course the math gets a little harder there with the other numbers, but you know, you need to know how to do math in your head. I don't care who you are. X is -4. Let's think about that. -4 plus 3 is -1, and then -1. The negative exponent is going to say, if you think about this, if you take 1/2 to the -1, that's going to say it's going to be 1 over 1/2, which is 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3. See how it works out? Now let's plug in the -2. -2 plus 3 is 1. Oops, forgive me. And then I have the -1. Now a half to the first power is just a half. Anything to the first power is itself. 2 times a half is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And there's my 3 points. I contain -4, 3. I contain -3, 1. And I contain -2, 0. This is actually an exponential decay function. It is starting high and getting smaller. I should probably look back at your notes and see if I have any decays in them. I may or may not. But this is a decay model. Its domain is -2 to infinity. Its range, the low y value, is ridiculously close to -1. And the high y value is infinity. The horizontal asymptote is this guy right here, y equals -1. All right, moving forward. I'm not doing 6. So I've got 2 parts of 7 chosen that I'm going to do. Given that f of x is 3x plus 2 and g of x is x squared minus 1, find f composed of g composed of 3. And the first thing I always do is I write the old school notation. I write it like that, f composed of g composed of 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off to the side and I'm going to figure out what g of 3 is. So here's g. I'm going to let the x be a 3. It's 3 squared minus 1, which is 8. So this becomes f of 8. All right, so now I just have to plug an 8 in, right? That's 3. There's an x, which becomes 8, plus 2. 3 times 8 is 24. I'm pretty sure you add 2, you get 26. D is the hard one. So yeah, you're very, very welcome, because D is the tough one. D is g composed of f composed of x. So think about that again like this, g parentheses f parentheses x, and f of x is 3x plus 2. So this is g of 3x plus 2, which means that every x in g becomes 3x plus 2. I was walking around in class watching kids do work yesterday, and you guys are still doing the same mistakes you always make. Like, you think that you can just square both pieces here. So anyways, I saw an x, it became 3x plus 2. I have said 100 times, if you're going to square something, you're going to write it twice. Why don't you just believe me? The reason you keep making the same mistakes is because you don't actually do any work by yourself. You get a copy of somebody else's work and you copy it down. You are not a good person. You are immoral. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. There's going to be a 6x there and a 6x there. That's 12x. 2 times 2 is 4, and then we have to take away 1. So we'll have 9x squared plus 12x plus 3. Again, that's the hard one. You're welcome. All right, I'll do 2 of these. I'll do 21 and 22. So you have tables. 21 is g composed of f composed of 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to write old school and we're going to work our way out. Like, what is f of 4? Well, I'm going to have to go to the table that deals with f. I'm going to look at x and see where x is 4, and I'm going to get the y value. It's a 1. This becomes g of 1. So now I can go to the g table. I see where x is 1, and the output is 1. 22 is f of 4. Again, old school notation is vastly superior. F of 4 is 1. So this becomes f of 1, and f of 1 is negative 14. And I'll do two more here. Let's do 23 and 27. H composed of f composed of 3. Now this is a graph, which automatically means half of y'all miss it. I don't know why, but that's what it means. 23 is H composed of f composed of 3. So I'm going to work my way out. I'm going to figure out what f of 3 is. This is f. And when x is 3, it returns a value of, follow my pencil, negative 4. So I'm actually going to find h of negative 4. So now I'm going to function h. X is negative 4, and it looks like the y value is 5. And the last one I'm going to do on this assignment is g composed of h composed of 0. Again, old school is the best school. We work our way out is what we do. So first I'm going to find is ho, which is h0. So when x is 0, h has a value of 5. So I'm going to find g of 5. Alright, I'm looking at function g. When x is 5, g has a y value of 0. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yes, it is that easy. But you'll miss it because you'll never practice it.